And there was a time I was crying about how I'd lost so much hair, because of the radiation and everything. And God reminded me of the story of Gideon. Gideon was a king in the Bible, Ed, who had to go fight this war. And he had 30 or 40,000 strong army. And God told him certain things to do, which would filter out the men. And what happened, Ed, was that when the men got filtered out, there were just 300 remaining out of 30,000 men. And they were going to fight a huge army in front of them. I think it was 100,000 or something like that. And he was asking God, how are we going to do it with 300 men? And, God showed that you can have a few and you should have a few, but they should be the kind of men whose heart is not somewhere else, or who are afraid to fight, who have fear in them. Because the strength of the army is not in the numbers, but it's in the quality of those who are fighting with you. And God reminded me of that had to do with my hair, and showed me that one of the reasons why we lose hair when we go through drastic change in life is because the hair that's carrying the old energies no longer serves the purpose of being with our body. At that point it's actually dead hair, because it's an energy field that is no longer applicable. This is why a lot of people will shave their head after a loss or going through some very terrible distress. And so a lot of people think that hair loss is always something bad. It actually always isn't. It can be the sign of ongoing distress indeed, and of course poisoning, all of that. But essentially, hair loss means that you're changing as a person, and you have changed drastically enough to the point where there are parts of you that were once the main part of you, but you have changed that much now. And I think a lot of people would welcome this, Ed, and I think like it's an achievement in a way, because you've changed drastically. And the hairs which remain, Ed, they must be really appreciated, because they're like Gideon's 300, the ones who made it, the ones who are without fear, the ones who have the quality to stay on. Yeah, I thought I'd tell you about that.